What if I told you one of the most powerful forms of influence on social media is not the beauty influencers, it's not the fitness influencers or the lifestyle bloggers. It's about family vlogging. And the people most likely to be influenced aren't always adults. So, who is influenced by this are preteens, teenagers, and young adults whose ideas about adulthood are still being shaped and developed. Your brain's not fully developed till you're 25. We often think family vlogs are just some entertaining content that people watch for fun, a glimpse into someone else's life without any meaningful information. But psychology tells us something completely different. The content we consume over and over doesn't just entertain us, it can shape what feels safe, normal, and worth striving for in life. One psychological concept is social learning. We don't just learn from our parents or teachers, we learn by watching, other people, especially those that we admire or who seem successful. When someone is rewarded with millions of views, sponsorships, free products, and brand deals for sharing their family life, our brains notice. That's how humans learn and adapt to what's around them. Another concept is parasocial relationships. That's when you feel like you actually know someone you've never actually met. You watch them every day. You celebrate their milestones, especially because they're sharing them with you. You cry when they cry. You watch their children grow up. Over time, they begin to feel familiar, almost like friends. That is dangerous. That emotional connection makes their lifestyle feel more real and more attainable than it actually is, because it's fake, you guys. No one wakes up and has a camera on them, okay? No, they already woke up, set the camera up, laid back in bed, and got out, okay? There's something called the availability heuristic. Our brains judge what's common based on what we see most often. If your feed is filled with beautiful nurseries, pregnancy announcements, perfect family photos, happy toddlers, smiling parents, your brain can begin to overestimate how common or representative that experience actually is, because your mind isn't naive. Your mind has learned over time that this is normal because you've seen it so often, so much. Another concept is the algorithm. Social media doesn't simply show us what exists, it shows us more of what is trending. The more you watch family content, the more you're going to see it. If you pause on one family video, you'll probably see another, and then another, and then another. And seeing that over and over, and it can feel like everyone's building a picture perfect family. But imagine you're 14 years old, or 17 years old, or even 20 years old. You're still figuring out who you are, what success looks like, what adulthood should look like, what love should look like, what having children might look like. If much of what you're consuming presents family life as joyful, aesthetically pleasing, emotionally rewarding, and financially successful, like more than what you would make with a college degree at times, that can shape your expectations even if you don't realize it yourself. Imagine someone in those ages that does not have a great home life. They don't have that picture perfect family. I'm not saying that social media makes people have children. Life is much more complicated than that. We all know that, but there are vulnerable people watching. People become parents for countless personal reasons. But I do think that social media can influence how some people imagine parenthood. It can make the highlights more visible than the hardships. It can make the rewards more visible than the responsibilities. And when content is monetized, those highlights often become the product. It's just it. The reality is that algorithms reward attention. And people want to comment, they want to say, oh, what a cute baby. And children did not create that system. Parents didn't create that system. Technology companies created systems designed to maximize engagement. Family content often performs well because it's emotional. It's relatable and it keeps people invested over time. You're watching a baby grow up, you're watching a whole pregnancy, the birth, the newborn. We talked about that yesterday. This is really about asking bigger questions. How much of our vision for adulthood comes from real life, and how much of it comes from this artificial system? Because when you're young, you're not just watching content, you're learning from it. And that's worth talking about. I want to keep this conversation going because I feel that it is important for us to stop promoting having children for content, okay? Because I am seeing so many influencers' children be hurt. A lady ran over her kid, not even backing up. She was going forward and thinks it's okay. Like, no, you're just too busy paying attention to your phone and worried about views and clicks and comments, engagement, than you are your actual children, the ones you brought into the world to make content from and earn money from, those things, those people, they actually grow up, y'all. They grow up into actual adults. I think if you're 14 and you're watching family vlogging content, like Not Enough Nelsons, that's just one that comes to mind. I don't watch family vloggers. I watch the Dad Challenge podcast, and I learn a lot from him. And what the hell happened to my microphone? Where's the thingy? Oh my gosh. I really do think, if you're 14 and you have a terrible home life and you're watching social media, you're on TikTok and you come across Not Enough Nelsons, or I don't know any of them on TikTok. I know the Ace Family was one, but imagine those people, the 14-year-olds watching that back then, and, say that's 10 years ago, they're 24 now, they have children. Their biggest fans of the Ace Family have children now because they saw how much money they were making off of the content. People are not stupid. When you start doing your family content and you live in a small house, and then a year later you're moving into this huge $500,000 house, and then the year after that you're moving into $1 million house, driving a Tesla, have all the new phones, all the new stuff. You have us going on your Sephora shopping trip, or you have us going on your trip to fucking Antarctica because of all the money you've made on social media off of your children. That is going to influence these young children who don't have that life, who hope for that life, for that hope for parents that will take them to Japan when, okay, that's not the norm, okay? Most people don't get to go to Japan. Most people don't make $100,000 in a month. But these family bloggers make what you make at your normal job in a year. They make that in a month. And I don't think it's okay, especially because some of these people are very young. They don't know what to do with that much money. And they have babies that they're not being responsible with. They're not thinking about the child. I mean, like, Not Enough Nelsons, some of those kids can't spell. One of them thought New York was a country. Okay? These people do not care about the education of their children. They care about the health because that gets views. It's disgusting and I hate it, and I'm not going to stop talking about that, and I won't stop talking about Idaho either, So I hope that you guys can relate to this in some way. I hope you agree in some way and don't think I'm just being a bitch, because that's not it. I want to be a different kind of influence for the younger generation. Please get an education. Please understand that social media money will go away. It is temporary. The only thing permanent in life is that everything is always changing. And once you realize that, you'll make your decisions differently. I do think that we are influencing young people to have children for the wrong reasons. And if you think so too, hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another video about this. Bye.